everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. This one is by Lidia Yukkanavitch, and it is called The Misfits Manifesto. That's not easy to say. But I thought that the title itself was very compelling. It just grabs your attention right away. You think, Misfits Manifesto, what on earth could this be about? And of course, I like the dividers for the chapter because she talks a lot about how art itself and swimming were her saviors. They were her methodologies of escape from her abusive father. And I like the titles, and there's a lot of really good humor in this that I can definitely relate to, being a misfit myself. But it's beautiful. And I love this. I want to read a little bit out of what she says, just because I think she says it in such an elegant, poetic way. You want to know what makes me different from the people I am telling you about? Nothing. Which is to say that I have been like the people I am talking to you about. Some of you are too, and we are all standing in rooms next to one another, and the language we can all understand, if we remember to, is empathy, compassion. No one is perfect. No one got where they are without occasionally falling to pieces. Isn't that the truth? Maybe it's time we admit that we need all of us, for any of us to make it. That actually reminds me of Sunny's Beautiful Day to Be Beautiful in his tarot reading, and I just thought I would mention that. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, and together it's a beautiful day. We may be misfits, but that's only if you look at us from the wrong angle. Turn us even slightly, and we brighten like the phenomenal colors inside of a kaleidoscope. Now more than ever, we have to let go of the idea that categories such as business and industry, and education and government and law enforcement and medicine and technology, and the arts are separate and isolated from one another. Now more than ever, we have to figure out how to braid our languages before it's too late. See, she's on to something there. Yes, I understand these are sad stories. So let me tell you about someone who started out sad and shot to the moon. This woman started out in a series of foster homes. Yes, she talks about this quite a bit, and it's heartrending. Her story is too bleak, and I'm not even going to tell it. You already know how bleak. Even though we don't like to look at it, we know. Passed from home to home, from bad to worse. Her body, the word for it, for her entire childhood. I'm not ashamed to tell you, I'm surprised she came to my classroom alive. But here's the thing. When she showed up in my classroom, what she had was a passion for three things: math, science, and poetry. Like a strange new species, she graduated from community college with a transfer degree, which, for those of you who don't know, is like a ticket to ride, a realistic form of mobility. To a misfit, that's a golden ticket. She went on to get a degree at Portland State University. From there, she went to MIT. From there, she did a postdoctoral work at Yale. Now she works at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, also known as CERN. Whoo! Yeah, talk about moving on up to the east side. Sorry, I had to. I hear her first book for poetry is forthcoming. Even everything against her, nothing stopping her, except all the people who tried. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. Sometimes I think about her when I'm blue. I look up the stars at the sky, and I think about her poems, and I wonder if she is inventing new cosmologies, restoring, I love the word restoring, the whole world, or maybe recreating. I hope with all my heart that my Latino friend, for our relationship that is no longer that of teacher and student, keeps writing her essays from prison. He is part of, she talks about him too. I love those stories. They're just, they're so uplifting. There's a lot of tragedy to it, but they're so empowering. Keeps writing to me. I hope with my whole body that he does not lose heart. I believe in him. Those are important. I believe in him. That in and of itself, that sentence, I believe in him. Those words are the most important words you can say to anybody. If it's a friend, if this friend has a vision, they have a dream, and other people are just looking at him or her And they say, well, you can't, there's always the haters who just, they're bitter and jaded and cynical, or they're trying to be quote unquote realistic. And they say, well, it's for your best interest that you don't do that. Maybe you should stick with what you know, blah, 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 blah. When they really are aware of what they truly wish to do, a passion. That is purpose. That is inspiration, aspiration, all coming from the word to breathe. And this vital, she actually talks about this as well, which I thought, this is so dynamic and so crucial. But I've had people in my dream too, they say, I believe in you. I think that you can really make your dream a reality. I've had people that I've spoken to that say, go for it, go for it, go for it. And I'm going to have to talk to my supervisor at some point. But I think I can do two things at once, because I feel like I'm going to get a computer to do my animation and do that and learn how to do it on my own. And then the other is going to be the more serious project, which actually it's not really serious, because it will be a business that people can actually come into and learn how to do skill and trade. And I would be helping people how to learn how to budget. But I would just be the one behind the foyer, behind the behind the desk, waving and motivating people to come in and giving them a big smile and maybe a big hug if they wanted it from me. I'm always open for hugs. But I would always say, I believe in you. You can do it. I know you can. Just push a little harder. You can do this. You've got it. I know you can. You've got it in you. I can see it in you. You know, I'm always the person. I don't know why. I see people's talents and they don't even know that they have the talent within them. And they think, I never noticed that before. How can you? That's not possible. Are you a prophet? There are a lot of people. I think that I am slightly psychic, but maybe a skosh. But I like to coax people's secret talents out to come and play and let them into the light, and then watch them spread their wings like a butterfly and fly away. And yeah, I think that there's something beautiful in that. And I don't even care if I get a thank you, although I do get thank yous. And there are people that thank me and my dad and my mom, and I aspire to be just like them and doing good for the community, and that actually has a resonance within it, because you never know whom you may touch. But I believe in him. When she says I believe in him, I think of those words and the power behind them. And I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to go forward. I believe in him. Misfits are those of us who somewhat grew up with or without seatbelts, having to come to our own beliefs of how the world and our ideas of self. I will read this correctly. Doggone it. Having to come to our own beliefs of the world and our ideas of selfhood, either because of family dysfunction or being different in some way. Societal norms did not fit us or deemed us unworthy. We could not live in societal norms because our sense of self was mutated, all of which left us being different and paving our own roads. For me, sometimes those own roads were dead ends or rough, but they were always my own. And her story begins in 1956, dysfunctional family, etc. She got help from counseling, and so on. Sympathy helps no one. It leaves people feeling worse. In my life today, when I meet people who are misfits, the best thing to do is to help them get safe if they are not. Give them a meal and give them room to grow into who they need to be. Amen. I have helped people get off the streets, out of abusive relationships, and kids who are at risk. I love this woman. She is just a saint. People need to be safe and fed. I agree. I'm the same way. I want to help other people who they don't have anybody to turn to. They just need comfort. They need a listening ear. They need acceptance. They need, like she said, a soft place to fall. Physical safety and needs are always primary. So in my life today, I show up and have shown up in places like prisons or sweat lodges and any place to do or have done in my best to be supportive of others' journeys. When I was little, I wanted to be like everybody else. Today, I just want to be. I love that. I just want to be and enjoy my own misfit self, trying to be the best human I can be. Me too. I will never be like other people. I process things differently and live differently. The law does not faze me, and I will see a difference between the law and justice. Absolutely. My desires are not for money or fame. Yeah, agreed. Justice and compassion are what are important, along with trying to make some kind of positive difference in the world. I don't know if I will ever feel relationships or love like other people, but I do know that my relationships engender deep thought and feeling inside me. Considering what I've been through and where I came from, I'd say that's worth something. Yeah. Yukkanavitch is just so incredible in how she writes, and just her vocabulary is impeccable, and I just think that she has a very human way of writing, and I agree with everything that she says, and I think that she's really hit the nail on the head. And I think everybody who's a Misfits, or at least has felt like somebody who's an outlier, should read that book, and it's absolutely tremendous. And that's all I have to say for now. So, live long, prosper. Ciao, Tutti. One more pup.